Hey guys, welcome to another session of Loadouts. This is going to be a time-locked loadout, as in, once this event is gone, this loadout is going to be pretty much useless, but hopefully this is helpful for those who are fighting this. Well, you can call it a trial, I suppose. It's actually pretty difficult. This challenge the Great Count, so you basically fight that Dracula dude. This is for the 2018 Halloween event, the End Challenge event. If you found last year's challenge event was really hard, I think this year's might be harder. In terms of, like, that was 6-star meta, and this is 7-star meta. Anyways, he is, as the news banner said, he is pretty much like immune or very strong resistance against magical attacks, so don't even bother. I went with Draco Lazo as my physical damage dealer, and I partnered with Kyle's Hyo. He had Odin on. I assume he had Demon Killer, or sorry, Undead Killer, which he is. But here's my team. As you can see, we're gonna quickly look through the gear, and I'll explain, you know, what went through it. So apparently he does status ailments, like paralysis, stone, confusion, all these really nasty ones. So you want to protect yourself against them. This is my Rem, as you can see, not fully leveled, not fully potted. I can show you the details here. There you go. So she was potted up to her 6-star, but nothing in her 7-star yet. I haven't had the time to invest in her quite yet. But this item is really awesome. This came from the Final Fantasy 15 event, Ignis's event, but it's over now. So hopefully you guys pick this up from the King Mog. Chamberlain's Expertise. Chance of restoring HP for all allies when receiving a physical or magic attack. It's pretty good. It only does it once, counters once, but it healed about, like, I don't know, like 1200 to 1800 when Rem actually uses it, so it's pretty cool. As you can see, my build here, I was pretty much going for more spirit more than magic, because I wasn't expecting her to be a magic damage dealer. I was using her to be a MP battery. One of the reasons is because no items used and no LBs is part of the missions. So you don't want to rely on MP batteries who uses LBs specifically, and definitely no items. And because Rem has an awesome skill that can consume half of her LB gauge to restore 180 MP AoE, including herself, becomes very useful. So, and she fills LB really quickly, especially from crystals. But I have all this LB fill per turn to really get that when we need the MP. I was pretty much confident after turn 2 I would get MP no matter what. This is my Demon Rain. He's still stuck at 6-star. I really want him at 7-star because he is just an awesome counter tank. I mean, he tanked pretty well. Even though he was the boss was broken, his defense is really low, as you can see here. But in 7-star, he has so much passives that his attack and defense can be very decent. I had Protect Grappler G3 on for that flat attack, so he can really benefit from his true double hand. But mostly because I wanted to get him some dodge as well. So there's 25% evasion in each, so that's 50%. 50%, I think it saved him a couple of times. This Count, this Dracula dude, does do magic and physical attacks. I think magic is AoE and physical for single target, but does a lot of stuff, like dispels you, mana drains you. Single target death he does as well, which cannot be resisted, so don't bother with Safety Bit or Genji's Shield. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Demon Rain's 6-star form already has innate draw, like Wilhelm, but I could be wrong. It could be 7-star, but regardless, I think there were a couple turns where I was dispelled and he kept on going for Rain, so I'm assuming he has some kind of innate draw. But yeah, Onion Knight mission was really useful here because Onion Sword is probably stronger than all my large swords at the moment, so giving it to him there. And Onion Knight's mission is 80% attack, and also boost damage to undead, so which is Dracula. Dark Aspirations, this is Knight Delita's STMR for that HP and attack combo there, and then Discernment because I didn't want him to get status ailment. I really needed him to support the rest of my team. Ayaka here was pretty much our, like, MP reassurance as well. I had dedication on just in case I needed extra MP, but Rem was good enough. I do have TT's STMR on her to really make it impossible for her to actually not have MP to restore the rest of the team's MP. But as you can see, I have equipped heavy shield, giving her 1473 spirit. But I have Holy Wand here. Now I do have 4 Ayakas at this point, but I was too lazy to fuse an STMR just for this battle. I'll fuse it in a later video. I have Rem's STMR. So Ayaka here is pretty decked out with STMRs. I don't expect a lot of people to have this kind of equipment, but just, you know, it was basically for survival. She didn't really need that much HP because I had my tanks really taking the hits, but her spirit really helped her from the magic damage. Oh yeah, he also does AoE charm, so with a chance of charming. So you really want to make sure you have someone with Lakshmi that can prevent charm, which I have it on my Ramza, which I'll get into in a bit. This is my Draku Laswell. As you can see here, nothing too special. It's just I do have renewal on him because if he gets a bit of MP, just a bit, he can drain MP from the boss. 15 MP required for Bloodlust. I remember the mods are really high. Basically, with the attack that he has, when he uses Bloodlust, he'll get his MP back no matter what. As long as that's pending because it's damage, so based on how much damage you do, you get a return of HP and MP drained back. So, I mean, if they have really high physical damage mitigation, as in the damage you do is really low, then it's not going to benefit you. But because the boss does have very low HP compared to Spirit, this like got back his MP when I needed it as well. But again, I really didn't need it too much because Rem was always there. But the renewal was there for that purpose. Just remove slightly a bit of it, like a bit of attack, just for that extra bit of MP. And Merc Ramza here, I did have him set up with Moogle Plushie and Yellow Balloon for innate draw. This was because my Demon Rain is much more squishy than he is, but my Demon Rain, if I was right, if he did have innate draw, then Ramza here would benefit from innate draw as well. So I just had 2 innate draw tanks, and I really didn't use him as a tank per se. As in, I didn't use Provoke, I didn't use Cover. All I did was use him as a breaker, and his breaks are pretty decent. I mean, 50% attack and magic break in 1 turn, and following a subsequent turn, you can choose a 60% attack or 60% magic break. When I had an opportunity, I did choose magic break route because his magic was probably the stronger one, since my tanks are, you know, defensive based. I have dual cast on him just in case I needed to do like Isunaga to remove like paralysis from like my damage dealers because they don't have a status ailment protection, or you know, dual cast Kuraga, something like that, because he does have those, as you can see. One thing to note is that oh yeah, of course he has MP recover per turn as well. And I think that's it. One thing to note is, yeah, so bring Lakshmi for charm resist. Make sure she's leveled up with charming protection. That does require Lakshmi at 3-star, and does require her to have at least level 30, I believe, or level 20, 25, pretty high, not the lowest. Everything else is pretty standard. I did have Phoenix on Demon Rain in case I could use it to raise. But Phoenix 3-star here you can train it to learn a skill with single target, like for yourself, re-raise, which my Rain pretty much just did did Provoke and then self re-raise, because he did like do single target death. I don't even know what the pattern is, but he just did single target death quite a bit. And again, I chained with Kyle, who had Odin on, assumed had Demon Undead Killer as my chaining partner, with my little mini axe star here with my Draku Laswell. And that was pretty much it. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Only the missions were a hassle. Rem was there also to sacrifice herself for the evocation mission, and so that is done. So anyways, hopefully you guys have good luck on it, and hopefully those tips have been helpful. Again, I don't think this is one for like you know, for the faint of heart. It is pretty difficult, I have to say. I have to rate this. I was mentioning, I think, in the trial video apologies, in the trial video, that this is sort of like Hasiko, like very, very annoying, and Eastark with the Dragon Quest event. So these challenge missions are definitely getting a bit more interesting. I'm really enjoying it. But anyways, that's it for this one. Make sure you guys check out that trial video. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.